You're watching The Last Stand with Brian Custer.
That's right. It is The Last Stand. We bring you the biggest names in the sport. And I'll tell you what, today we got one of the biggest in the sport of boxing. This young man, three-division world champion. He is currently the WBC lightweight champion of the world. He is none other than Shakur Stevenson.
Was
The
good.
champ. He's back.
Was good. Was good, my guy.
How you been?
I've been good. I've been good. I've been grinding.
I know you've been grinding because January 31st, you're moving up now to 140. You got Teofimo Lopez, Madison Square Garden. Tell us why 140. Tell us why Teo.
T.O. is one of the biggest names at the weight class. I think he's the most accomplished at the weight class. He's one of the guys at the weight class. So it's a risk, and I enjoy taking risks. So I think my main thing is scared money don't make no money, and I can't wait to go out there and prove to the world that I'm the best.
Tell me about what went into the decision to go up to 140.
Because at the end of the day, you got to realize. Hey, at the end of the day, you gotta realize, yeah, he's a guy at 140, so I can't just make him come down to my weight class. I gotta go up to his weight class, and I think that's the main thing.
You know, Shakur, we had Tio on The Last Stand. In fact, we had him on in November. It was Tio who kind of broke the news right here on The Last Stand that you guys were actually going to fight. He even said it. He said, we're going to fight in January. I'm letting people know now, even though it hadn't been officially signed at that point. But I want you to listen to what he said is going to happen in the fight. Take a listen. Throw it up for him, Alex.
I just can't wait to really show the flaws that I see in Shakur Stevenson and, really putting that to the test when that time comes.
What do you think about, and I heard an interview that he had done recently where he talked about people are going to see my power. They talk a lot about my defense, but they're going to see my power in this fight against Teofimo.
Shakur is slow. He's slow. I seen him at lightweight. I seen only highlights of his last fight was Cepeda, and he's slow. He's really slow. There's nothing more to it than that. So it's I think that with everybody that he's seeing and from his group and from those that have been, you know, killing the game, honestly, like Terence Crawford, which he calls and refers to as Big Bro. I think that the whole thing of that nature, I think that's really what's keeping him wanting to aim for bigger and better fights and for better opposition. I have yet to see, and I think you could attest with me, I don't think we have seen Shakur face anyone higher than who he's gonna face next, and that's of me. So, I definitely, commend him at least for stepping up to the plate. But I think it's time. I think it's really that time for him to really take his first loss and, me whoop his ass to the point where either he quits on the stool or I knock him out.
Whoa. Your response to that, Shakur?
My response is, I think his ego is kicking in right there. I think that he's trying to trick his mind into believing the things that he is saying. When he say that I'm slow, I think we both know and we all know that when he fight them big slow guys like Josh Taylor and Arnold Barboza is where he kind of attacks and he feel more comfortable because he got a speed edge. But when he fights somebody who's a little bit smaller, faster, and the guys is not even that good, like Cambosis, and he has trouble. So for what I seen, if a guy loses to George Cambosis, I wouldn't lose to him in a million years. On my worst given night, I wouldn't allow George Cambosis to come out victorious against me. So that's my response to that. Let's see if I'm slow on fight night, though. Let's see.
Yeah. What did you think about him saying, not only stopping you, that either you're going to give up on the stool or I'm just going to flat out stop him?
I enjoy that. I enjoy that because that's when guys underestimate me. They don't understand what they're getting in the ring against, and it looks really good on the outside, but you get inside of there and you realize things are a lot different than they was when you was watching it. So I can't wait for him to see. I want him to get aggressive. I want him to come in there and think that he can stop me or try to knock me out. And the opposite thing may happen to him if he feel that way.
I like it. Obviously, one of your best friends, Terence Crawford retires. Canelo, you see, he's recovering from elbow surgery. There's been talks of Boots and Ortiz, but for some reason they can't come to any kind of agreement here. Tank is obviously hasn't been in the ring because of outside the ring stuff. For the good of the sport, how important you think this fight is, you and Tio?
It's very important. That's why I push for it. At the end of the day, um, these are the fights that's going to make boxing great again. These are the fights that keep people in tune into the sport. So, um, that was my goal with this. I'm tired of going in the ring and guys being like, "Oh, you're not fighting nobody. Oh, you're not this." I didn't have to do this fight. I could have stayed at 135 and I could have campaigned at 135. But for me, I feel like I wanted to fight at 140 against Tio because he's one of the biggest names in the sport.
How for the good of the sport, how important is this fight between you and Tio?
It's very important. It's important because it makes boxing great again. It keeps the fans that want to see the fight in tune. And also, you got to realize once again, I didn't have to take this fight. I was campaigning at 135. That's the weight that I'm at. That's the weight that I 9 times out of 10 going to go back to after this fight. But I did this because I know Tio's one of the biggest names. I know that he's one of the most accomplished fighters in or around my weight class, and the challenge wakes me up. It makes me want to go harder. It makes me want to train harder. It makes me want to keep getting up over and over and showing up day in and day out to make sure that I come in at 100% on fight night. So for me, this fight means everything for the sport. This fight means everything for me, my career, my legacy, and I can't wait to put it all on the line.
Does it upset you at all, Shakur, when people get on social media and it seems like when you fight, they be like, "Ah, he's a boring fighter, defensive fighter, too boring." And is that part of it where you say, "Okay, you know what? Now I'm gonna fight Tio. Call me boring now."
No, it don't bother me no more because they pick and choose, I still hear it to this day, "Oh, he's boring. He's a defensive fighter," but it's like my last fight, I went in there and I entertained the crowd. I went out there, entertained the people. I took a couple punches more than usual than I usually would take. So, if I did that my last fight and y'all still can say it, y'all still want to let it haunt me, they still bring up the De Los Santos fight when I done fought 3, 4 fights already since then. At the end of the day, these people just gonna hate me and they gonna keep hating me. I think they hate winners, so I just gotta live with it.
And what do you say? And Tio's he talked more about this too in the interview. He said, "Man, here's the thing about Shakur. He is great defensively. He ain't got no punching power. He ain't got no punching power to keep guys like me off of him." How do you respond to that when people say that?
Like I said, at the end of the day, it's easy to say things from the outside. When you're not in that ring, it's easy to say, "Oh, he's pillow fisted, he's this," but when you get in the ring, you never seen nobody walk through my punches. You never seen nobody come in there, and even when they try, they get beat up. They get beat up, and they gotta respect me. So, I don't care who it is. You gonna feel my punches, and I think I want you to feel like I can punch. I want you to feel that way. Keep feeling that way. I think that's where a lot of people get surprised. There's a guy named Yoshin. I remember before my fight with him, he kept putting it out there as if like, "Oh, he can't punch. He don't punch hard. I'm just gonna walk through him. He can't punch hard." Next thing you know, he ended up on the canvas twice. So, um, let these guys feel that way.
Mm. I heard, I think it was an interview you had talked about once about taking fights and letting your hands heal, things of that nature. How bad is it? I mean, I remember Gary Russell, who had great fast hands, but he always said, "Yo, I got to fight maybe once a year. Twice is too much for me because of my hands." How bad are the hands for you?
I found a remedy. I'm good. I'm good. I'm one of them guys. I adjust. I'm not gonna keep doing the same things over and over and over. So I found a great remedy, and I ain't been having no problems.
Oh, it's fantastic. I know you've probably been working out with obviously Keyshawn Davis, but Terrence Crawford as well. How has that been going?
It's great, being in the gym with guys like that. But honestly, you gotta also realize I done been in the gym with them guys for years and years. This is nothing new. Um, we came up together. I came up in the gym with these guys, so we grew together, and ain't nothing different now. We just keep pushing each other to new limits. That's the main thing.
Were you surprised when Terrence finally said, "You know what? I've done all I can do. there's no more. Were you surprised that, like, he's like, "Yo, I think I'm gonna hang it up."
Nah, I mean, I was kind of surprised, but I kind of was down there begging him to like meet done. I mean, at the end of the day, dog, this dude done did everything in the sport of boxing. He done completed every accomplishment on his list, and still to this day, people talk bad about his resume and who he done for. So, um, when he said that he will never get the credit, um, that is true. I don't think we get the credit until it's all over. I think that goes for all of us. At the end of the day, these guys just want to hate us to hate us. So I respect his decision. I think that his legacy is going to be one of the greatest ever, and I appreciate him for even pushing me to the level that I got to. So I'm proud of him.
I think for me, it was only surprising for this fact that, you guys fight to be like, I wanna be pound for pound known as the best fighter in the world, and he had finally achieved it. There was no one who could say there's no better fighter, and he was finally at that spot where now he could dictate on who I wanna fight and the money amount. That's why I think for me, I was like, "Whoa." I thought it was somewhat surprising that he left at this point because he was finally in the position where he could pick his opponent and the number that he wanted, things that, like, Canelo has been doing for years.
I mean, Terrence not one of them guys. He's a risk taker. No disrespect to the guys that been in that position before, where they dictate and choose. I want to fight this guy. I want to fight
Yeah.
this guy. Bud Crawford is not that type of guy. Bud Crawford want to fight the best. He want to challenge himself. He want to get up and train super hard and know that he's going against a guy a lot of people feel as though they could beat him. So with him being in that position, far as a businessman and all that stuff, I don't think that he's a businessman, but I don't think in that situation it really wakes him up.
Mm.
Like he needs something that's gonna wake him up. Like, yeah, let's go. Like, oh, y'all think I can't jump up 3 weight classes and fight Canelo Alvarez? Bet I'm gonna do it just because y'all think that I can't do it. So, he's not that type of guy. He's a real risk taker.
Mm. I got the feeling, and listen, this is just me, Shakur. I really believe that 2026 is your year for the simple fact you're starting off with this banger. You got guys like Gervonta who's out of the ring. It's like, man, I just believe all eyes are going to be on you. When you visualized it, how do you see 2026 panning out for you?
I think I'm becoming a big superstar in the making. I think you're right. I think this is my year. I feel like I'm gonna put it all on the line. I'm gonna fight for my legacy. And truthfully, I am a superstar. Like I'm born superstar. I've been trying to run from it my entire career, but at the end of the day, you gotta. I finally just know now. Step in my shoes, and enjoy it. This is what God wants for me, and I gotta follow God's path.
Uh, yeah, but my question is, why would you try to run from that, man? Because for years people have been saying it's either Shakur or Tank Davis. Why run from that spotlight?
Because it's overrated. It's an overrated position. You got to realize when you get into that spotlight, it is a lot of great things that come with it, the money, the success, and all of that stuff. But it's a lot of negatives too. You have people in your business. You have people that want to tear you down just because of the position that you in. So, you go places and you got to watch where you at, how you move. It's people that are there seen in that position to where they barely could go to the bathroom by themselves without 6, 7 security guards following behind them. So, like I said, it's an overrated position, and I, don't, I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, it's God's path, though. It's God's path, and that's where He want to take me. So let's do it.
Yeah, I love it. What is your goal, ultimate goal, especially for this year in the ring?
My ultimate goal this year in the ring is conquer. I want to conquer. I want to make as much money as possible. I want my legacy to be defined by me taking risks, doing challenges that people don't do in this sport. There's a lot of people in my position that they sit at 135, but they wouldn't dare go to 140 and fight the guy that's the guy. They wouldn't dare take that risk. So um I just want my legacy to be defined by a guy that took risks and wasn't scared to put it all on the line and still got the job done.
Oh, I love that. One guy who certainly got on social media, he called you boring, but he had a whole lot of other names for you. And you guys had some heated back and forth on social media. And I guess here's my question. Do you believe we will finally see Shakur Stevenson and Tank Davis in 2026?
Fuck him. Fuck him. I don't even want to speak on him. I don't got too much to say about him.
Wow. And if I may, tell me why. Where's that heat come from?
Uh, I don't talk on people who feel as though I need them because I don't need nobody. I'm a big superstar in my own right. I make a lot of big money in my own right, and I don't need nobody. So yeah, I don't want to speak on.
You know, and I don't know if you've seen this. We had your good friend Keyshawn Davis on The Last Stand, and the crazy thing was, I asked him the same question: Will we finally see Shakur and Tank in the ring? And his response was, "Listen, I'm the guy that Tank doesn't want to fight," he said, "because we spar and I tried to beat him up after we sparred. I'm his kryptonite and I will knock Tank out, and he knows that." Obviously, the quote has gone viral and people are like, "Whoa." Give me your thoughts because you know them both. What would you think about if those two ever fought?
I pick Keyshawn against anybody. That's my brother. So at the end of the day, he a businessman, and he's not just a businessman. He a superior athlete, and anybody he fight, I think he beats him.
He also said he would never ever, even though I know Andre Ward had asked you that once, y'all may have to fight each other eventually. Keyshawn said, "I would never fight Shakur Stevenson."
Right,
Is the
vice
feeling
versa.
mutual?
Yeah, yeah, vice versa. We wouldn't fight each other. It
Huh?
ain't never gonna happen.
Wow. I know one thing you did do. You had the opportunity to spar with Jake Paul because you had to get him ready for Tank when he was going to fight. What was that like?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I went down there for the experience of being around a businessman like like Jake Paul. Honestly, he want to get the experience when it comes to the sparring. But me, honestly, seeing what he done with the female sport of boxing and
Yeah.
his own promotional company, MVP Promotions, I just like to pick people brains and be around that mindset to where like, okay, I see what you did here, I see what you did here, and maybe I want to use some of the things for my own situation when I get in a position to do it. So honestly, it was a great experience, and he's definitely a good guy. A lot of people judge him for for being like the businessman he is off camera.
Yeah.
Well, on camera, but off camera, he's actually like a cool, humble,
Hmm.
like human being. So that was good to really like know.
And from a fighting perspective, Shakur, obviously cruiserweight will probably be his best weight, not heavyweight. Do you think he could be, in your opinion, from a fighting standpoint, a contender? Or, obviously he talks about he wants to be a champion, but what do you think?
Man, no disrespect to like the fighters in the sport of boxing, but sometimes these guys don't be seeming like that good to me. So honestly, yeah, I think he can campaign that a cruiserweight and do something. I don't know if he would be a top guy at that level, but he definitely can campaign there. I would enjoy to see it.
Man.
I would love to see it.
One person you talked about female fighting. One person who goes harder, I think, for Shakur Stevenson than anybody in this world is Clarissa
Yeah.
Shields. I mean, you can't say nothing bad about her man and Shakur Stevenson because she goes hard. And she even said you guys even sparred one time. You were giving her some good work. Uh, what was that like? Just giving her work, trying to get her even better. And tell me why you two have such a special relationship.
Honestly, I think we have a special relationship because winners connect. When we was younger, we went to the OTC together, and her room was actually like right next to my room. So like, she always been like a big sister to me, like somebody that I could really like talk to She'll tell me her problems. I tell her my problems. But far as like winners, like that winning mindset and pushing each other to new limits and knocking on your door, get up, come on, we gotta go train. She knock on my door, get up, let's go train. So honestly, I don't speak too much on sparring. I try to keep sparring in the gym. But yeah, at the end of the day, she helped push me to a new level. I helped her push to a new level, and same way she got my back, I got her back.
What do you think about all the reaction she gets though on social media?
I told you, people hate winners. People hate winners. You know, gu guys like, let's say, Ryan Garcia, could go out there and just say the craziest things and talk a certain way, but when Clarissa do it, it's a big problem. But they don't get on Ryan Garcia the same way that they get on the Clarissa, and it's like, how is Ryan Garcia able to go do what he do, but Clarissa can't, and she wins and dominates and is the best two-time Olympic gold medalist, undisputed. How can we respect that? And I think, to be honest, it's sad to say, I think it's within our own people. I think our people gotta open their eyes and see what's going on because other races gonna protect and support their guys regardless. And we don't feel the same way about our own culture. We shit on our own culture. And I think that's what it is when it come down to Clarissa, to where these people that's our people are clowning and talking bad on her. And she's a damn fucking goat. Like she goes in that ring and her craft is just the highest of levels. And yeah, she talk crazy. Yeah, she want to entertain y'all, but at the end of the day, she's doing this for y'all. So respect her and support her.
That's very well said. I like that. That was very well said, Shakur. You mentioned him. What do you think? It has been finalized. Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios. What do you think about that fight?
It depends on which version of Ryan show up. Ryan is a great fighter in his own right. Some nights I see Ryan Garcia show up and I'm like, "Ooh, this guy can fight." And then some nights he show up and he's like, "Oh, what's up with this guy?" So I don't know if it's the steroids. I can't tell you if he's on, if he's off, and he's not performing like the guy that he should be. But no, it just depends on which version of him show up. The good Ryan comes in and beats Barrios, I think, but the Ryan that shows up with the off night, I don't think he'll beat him.
I'm happy. I love that what you said because we had Ryan too on the last stand, and obviously I asked him about your fight. Now, total honesty, he believes that you should win the fight, and he said that he would love to fight Shakur Stevenson. In fact, I'm going to quote him what he said about you. I would destroy him. It would be an easy payday talking about you, Shakur. I'm too big. I'm too fast for him, and he can't punch. End quote.
I mean, that sounds good. Like I said, all these guys could say all of the things outside the ring, but like I said, who knows which Ryan is gonna show up. I know one thing: when if he do gets in the ring with me, he will be tested, and he will be tested plenty of times leading up to the fight. So, as long as we got his steroids in check, it won't be no problem.
um, Devin Haney. Do you ever see Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney fighting?
I would love to make that fight. I would love to make that fight. Like I said before, it got to be some negotiations going on with all of these guys that's way bigger than me. I don't plan on going to 147 pounds. That wasn't really my intent, but yeah, I did see an opportunity with a Conor Ben with a guy who puts a rematch, rehydration clause on Chris Eubank Jr. So I say, I'll do the same rehydration clause and beat you up too. And people kind of took that and they say, oh well, he'll fight Conor Ben at 147, but he won't fight Devin Haney. Well, I'll fight Devin Haney at 147 too. I don't give a like. I don't care. I'm the guy who you line it up and it all makes sense business wise. We get in the ring, but I'm also going to make sure business wise everything makes sense. I'm not no idiot. I don't just do things out of emotions or what people say online. I move strategically, and I also will be on point when it comes to fight night.
I like it. I like it. Uh, In a perfect world, how many fights do you think we'll see Shakur Stevenson in 2026?
Maybe 2 to 3. 2 to 3. It depends on what kind of fights that I'm in. I can't tell you right now. If you wanna have a year like fighting guys like De Los Santos, Ardem, you probably could get in the ring 2 to 3 times. Cause where they pace is like a thinking kind of pace. But then if you fight a Zepeda and you go through a war and then you got go through another war with somebody else, it's like it just depends on that, like how you feeling like after them wars and all kind of things. So at the end of the day, I would love to fight 3 times, but if it makes sense, it makes sense.
Uh, are you now free agent when it comes to you make the Shakur Stevenson now dictates his own fights and makes his own fights now here going
For
forward?
sure. For sure.
I
For
got
sure.
how do you believe talk to me about Turkey. Do you believe he's good for the sport?
Yes, I don't understand his critics. Like his critics, they be the guys that sit there and complain like, oh, none of these guys are fighting each other. They not making the best fights. But then you get a guy like him who goes and makes the best versus the best. He makes the fights that everybody want to see. Shakur and T.O. would never be a fight that would have happened if it wasn't for this guy. So, um, you gotta respect him and what he's doing for the sport of boxing. I just don't understand the critics when they complain and cry. And we done seen so many great fights in the last year or two. Bivol Beterbiev, nobody was seeing that fight. Them were two guys who was never lined up to fight each other, and they sitting at the same weight class. Why is it not happening? But Turkey made it happen. So, um, Tyson Fury, Usyk, um, Crawford, Canelo. I would go down a list of fights that he has made that's been big fights and challenging fights for every fighters, and we get to see who is who. So, I think his critics got to shut up and enjoy the sport.
Mm. And are we watching right now one of the most talented fighters this sport has seen when we talk about Shakur Stevenson? Because I see a guy smart, I see a guy who has great defense, and I see a guy, if you say you want to be offensive, okay, I'll be more than offensive with you. It almost reminds me, it's like Mayweather in his heyday defensively, and then Pretty Boy offensively. I'm talking Pretty Boy Floyd right now, but I don't know if other people see what I see, but I'm gonna give you the floor. Tell me what we're seeing now when we see Shakur Stevenson.
100%, 1,000,000%. You are 100% correct. Um, we are getting to see so many different avenues to my game, and yeah, people don't see it because they caught up online. A lot of these guys be caught up online about what somebody else saying. Everybody opinions is like if one person say it, the next person repeat it, then the next person repeat it, and everybody is following each other. But when you look deep and you look deep inside of watching the fights and studying what this guy is doing, and okay, this time he fought this way. This time he fought this way. He's not really backing up running around the ring. He's not really he's doing so many different things in there. And for me, I think it's amazing to see. And I think even with this fight, it's gonna be amazing to see because I can promise you now, this camp I done felt on a whole different level. Like I done felt a lot better than I have in other camps. So um truthfully, I'm excited to see January 31st. Like I'm excited to see how this plays out. I know I'm coming with it, and he better be ready.
Yeah. And so we'll wrap it up here. Two questions for you. Number one, January 31st. Please let the people know what's going to happen when you step into the ring, Madison Square Garden with Teofimo Lopez.
What's gonna happen January 31st is me coming out victorious. I will come out victorious. I have no clue how the fight's gonna play out. I don't know. I can't tell you. I know I can do it all in there. Whatever I need to do to get the job done is what will happen come January 31st. But my plans is definitely to put on an amazing show and crowd pleasing performance.
And then lastly, At the end of 2026, Shakur Stevenson will be
#1 pound for pound fighter in the sport of boxing.
there it is. I tell you what, man, it's been too long, but I always enjoy not only seeing you, but talking to Shakur Stevenson, the unbeaten 3 division champ, looking to become what, 4 division?
Yes, sir.
Good Lord. Man, that's something else, man. I listen, I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see you in the ring. And we always love it when you give us time here on The Last Stand. And folks, that's what we do. We bring you the biggest names in the sport. And I'm telling you, this kid right here is the truth. He is one of the biggest. Shakur Stevenson. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you again next week. That's right. I am Brian Custer. This is The Last Stand. We certainly appreciate your support, not only listening, watching the show. Make sure you go to YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell as well, because you don't want to miss the next episode of The Last Stand. You can also listen to the podcast. You can download it, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, Podcast Addict, Deezer, or whatever platform you get your podcast on, you can hear The Last Stand. We certainly appreciate the support. Don't forget, download, share it with your friends, and just listen to The Last Stand.